heartfelt thanks for all that you have done for Morganton and its citizens, young and old alike. And many AARP members are here today to honor you. That is why Sally and I watched as you received the highest state award in recreation in Raleigh, the Lifetime Achievement Award. Before I close, I want to touch on something that isn't such a source of pride. Over the last several months, Mayor Thompson and Councilman Simmons have made accusations which called Gary's honesty and integrity into question. Apparently, they didn't realize that Gary's character is beyond approach. Our faith was justified when the State Bureau of Investigation said there was no evidence of misuse of funds or other malfeasance during Gary's tenure. Now, however, I'm being told that those same elected officials are saying that the state's investigation, and hear this, that the state's investigation was not thorough enough and are not discounting the state's conclusions, and are discounting the state's conclusions. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this must end. The citizens of this community have got to make it end. We can't go home, we can't go out, we can't do our normal routine and take it for granted. Their mistrust of city staff will become a cancer on our city if it's allowed to continue. Gary, the Recreation Department, city employees, and our community deserve an apology. You do, all the city employees, all of your department employees deserve that apology. Any effort to discredit Gary's record of service has failed, just as I knew it would. Gary, from this point on, I only want to dwell on the positive aspect of your career as a public servant, and you are the optimum of public servants. Your record of service to this community is one that will, I believe, stand the test of time. I'm so proud to have known you, to have served with you. Bill, you caused it. And to have worked side by side with you. And I wish you and Susie all the very, very best as you begin this so-called retirement, and it's not a sport, okay? God bless you. Good luck to both of you and Susie, your son. Thank you. Now, I forgot everything I was going to say. Maybe I said enough. Gary has a bright future ahead. He's, of course, visited with Susie in the Philippines. SJ just met you, good to see you. And he's, I think, has a job over there. There's a sports complex there that is pretty exciting. And when he went to investigate it, it's not like ours. So he's going to have to do a little extra training. It's cockfighting. So maybe if it goes well over there, we can bring it back here. Although I think it probably is. I think the last word, Gary's going to reintroduce the band in a minute, but the last word will come from him. A little upset with Gary. I thought I was his best friend. I'm not. Each one of you are. Gary Lenoy.
And Bill is right. I know when I went over to the Philippines and we were riding and I saw the Dumaguete Sports Complex. I thought, man, I'm retired, going over there, it's going to be great. And I asked Susan, I said, the Dumaguete Sports Complex, that's great. She said, you don't know anything about chickens. And I didn't realize that was the major sport over there, and it's run by the government, so maybe I get a chance to do that anyway. But, one of the things that we have done recently that's been really close to my heart is the bluegrass, of course, because of the festival and because I love working with kids. And I think we've done so much with it. It's been great. And I would like to get the jam instructors, the group, to come out and at least do one more song. Are they here now to do that?
If we can find them.
Okay. Or you want me to go ahead and finish and let them come at the end? That'd be okay?
Well, you're there.
Okay.
This is your
I'm here
last
now.
chance, Gary.
Okay, all right. I'll go ahead and speak now. But thanks everyone for being here, taking the time out of your day to be here and honor me, and I appreciate that so much. I'd really like to thank for Sally and Jennifer and Butch and Mel and those that came up and said the kind words that they said. I so much appreciate that. People I've worked with and had the privilege to work with for my time. At 48 years, it's hard to believe. I knew this day would come, and as Jennifer said, I think I've threatened for the last 5 years I would say something about getting ready to retire, but no, it got where nobody ever believed me. Jennifer wouldn't believe me, but again, it finally has come. I would like to, if I could, introduce my family that's here and it's taking the time to come. And I want you to stand up, but I want to see. My brother David. David, if you'd stand up. And I think most of you know David. My sister Beverly, would you stand up, please? And her husband Ward. They've come all the way from Jasper, Georgia, to be here. And of course, my aunt and uncle, got Rex Carpenter, Nina Carpenter. Would you stand up, please? I appreciate you being here and being part of this. As being recreation director for the city, I think there's kind of 3 rules that I've tried to live by as I've worked, and I want to kind of go over those very quickly. And I think the biggest one for me has been to build relationships. I really feel like that's one of the things that I did the best job at, because it was so important in my job as recreation director. And that was to build relationships and work with organizations to promote recreation throughout the city. Our city has so many events throughout the year, and that's what makes Morganton special. That's, as I've talked with Sally, we have before, that's what makes Morganton what it is today. And I've been proud to be a part of that. And if the recreation department was the only group that provided recreation activities and programs, facilities, there wouldn't be enough to go around. It just wouldn't work. So we have to work with people that do other programs that we can help with either resources or personnel, facilities, whatever it takes to make these great things happen. So that's why we have so many things happening every week here in Morganton, because we work together. We don't run them all, they don't run them all, but we work together to make some great things happen. And I'm glad I could be a part of that. It's been wonderful for me. The second one is I've never, as recreation director, tried to point the way to where recreation programs should happen or what you should do. That's really not my job. I always thought my job is finding out what people like to do in recreation and help them find a better way to do it, a safe way to do it, a facility to do it. That was the important thing for me. I could point all kinds of different ways and they would never go. I've watched Lee Anderson point several ways and nobody went there, did they, Lee? But we work together, it doesn't work that way. We can't, we just gotta find out what people wanna do and help them. And the third thing I think, and I know some of the speakers touched on it, is I believe in saying yes. If it makes sense, I'm gonna say yes. If it doesn't make sense, I wanna see if I can help them change it or tweak it a little bit, that it makes sense, so I can say yes. And when people ask me to do something, I usually say, yes, we can do it, and we can do it today. And I wanted to do that with our department. We try to do it all the time. And I always hope the people that I work with would remember that. And when it came time for us to ask a question or ask for some help, that they would say yes, and we can do it today also. And it's paid off for me in a lot of ways. We wouldn't have what we have today without it. So I really appreciate that. I've had great employees. And I can't name them all. I'm not going to try to do that. I think I would mess up. But I do want to say about 2 people that have been very special to me throughout the year. Without them, I don't know what I'd do. And that's Mary and Bill Duckworth. Mary and Bill have been with me since I started in recreation. They've been here just as long as I have, and I could count on them anytime I needed anything for anything. And I don't know what I'd do without them. The people like Jennifer and of course Butch that was up here, and Robert, Tim, Jason Oliver, all the different people here, David Whitesides, I'm not gonna name all of them, but people that have stood by me and worked with me and made some great things happen in the city. Thank you for that. I do appreciate that. Special friends that are here, Bill. I haven't seen Bill cry before. That was new. And I'm not going to cry. I'm going to keep from doing it. Bill, they did enough. Bill is one of my best friends. We have so much fun together. The guy's unbelievable. I mean, it's fun to be with him every day to see what he's going to do next. It's just unbelievable. Gary Harding's here. Where's Gary at? Gary, good friend. We grew up together and appreciate his friendship. A special thanks to somebody who's blind, doesn't see, but he sees more than anybody in this room. I guarantee you. Jesse Williams. He's one of the smartest people I've ever been around. When Jesse came, I had a Rolodex at my desk with phone numbers in it. When he came, I threw that thing away because all I got to do is say somebody's name or something. Jesse knows the number. I never look at the phone book anymore. If he doesn't know it, he can get it for you quickly. I appreciate that. Forrest Fleming, John Cantrell that's here today, two city council people I've worked with that have not only been city council members and friends, but friends in other ways. So appreciate you. I really do. Where am I going from here? Susie, would you come up, please? I'm not going to let Susie speak, I'm afraid. No, I'm not gonna say that. But, you know, I've been a lucky man in a lot of ways, and I certainly have been a lucky man to meet this lady. I know when the first time I met her, and we got to know each other, and then when I saw how she was around people, how she treated people. One of the first things I saw from her was that she was telling me that she liked to do one good deed every day for somebody, and I watched her, and she does that. She did that. She was, one of the first days she took me down to the bottom of Zamboanga to go see some young kids who had never tasted chocolate before. And so we got a chance to go down there, and those kids lined up. We started giving out chocolate. Next thing I know, I mean, instead of 10 or 15 kids, there was 30 or 40 kids, and she was trying to break that chocolate into to make sure everybody got a little bit. But we just did so many things. I saw her heart, and so I knew that she was the person for me. She has made my life a lot better, a lot more fun. Retirement would be a lot harder if I didn't have this to go to, but I do appreciate her and SJ, her son, is a wonderful person, and I'm looking forward to that. I will miss the people. I will miss the opportunity. The thing about recreation is to be able to think today about what may be happening 2 years from now. That was what was important in recreation. Now for the last year or so since I was retiring, it was hard. You couldn't do that. So it made my job a little different and things a little tougher. And you just went day by day with what programs you had, what activities you had. So I miss that, knowing that I was involved in something today that may pay off 2 or 3 years later. So I just hope the next person comes in, and I know they'll be a good one, because Sally, she's a good one. They'll come in and keep the wonderful things we got in recreation going. The last thing I want to say is that it was a difficult time the last month and a half with the allegations that were made. It's tough when those things are made and you don't have an opportunity to ever speak to them. I never got a chance to face the accusers and answer the questions to them. I only got a chance to talk to the SBI, who very quickly saw that all the allegations were false. They were made up by someone and it just got carried on. But what do you do? I just wanted to be strong through it, and I can be. I'm okay. I feel good about myself. I know myself. I've never taken anything from the city. except for the paycheck I earn every 2 weeks. That was what the city needed to give me, and very kindly gave me every 2 weeks, provided me a place to work that I love to work. I wish I could start tomorrow and do 48 more years, but I can't. But again, thank you for being here, and thank you for being my friend, and thank you for supporting me and Recreation. Thank you.
Ian doesn't want me to talk, but I will really talk because this is the last chance that I will be saying thank you to all of you. And in behalf of Gary, I would say that all of you I know, and I can feel it in your heart and in your bones and in your liver and your kidneys, that you love Gary so much. And Gary loves the people of Morganton. The first few days I have in Morganton, I feel like giving up on this man, because he would bring me to the different parks late at night. And I said, oh my God, I thought America would pay by the hour. And I know that he's not paid by those late hours. He goes there at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, and just to check on the different parks if the lights are on or not. Those accusers of Gary doesn't know that. They just open their mouth and blah, blah, blah. But I've got to see the man of how he works here in your city. That's why I have confronted your mayor here. I said I am a Filipina, but I have to say what I feel in my heart, not as the wife of Gary Lanhart, but as an outsider. In the Philippines, this is how we do it. I'm a nurse by profession. We do communications therapeutically to one person. You are the mayor of this city. You are the father of this city. When your son or daughter has created something, you have to call the person in the room and talk to them, heart to heart. Have you done this thing? You self-contain the problem first. There's a gang thing. But why are people talking about it if there's a gang thing in the city hall? There's nothing existing as a gang thing in the city. But I've heard and I've listened to the pulse of the people that they love Gary. People would call Gary and support him because they know in their hearts that Gary is a true, honest person. And I've seen it the first few days I was here. He brought me to Sam's. We don't have Sam's in the Philippines like that. So I was getting stuff. And he put a barricade of a wood. He said, separate that because this one is for the city. Because Jennifer and Mary said, we need this, we need that. So he got that. So I got also my stuff. I said, because I'm using the credit card of the city and I'm going to use the credit card for your goods. I said, deep at the back of my mind, what an honest man. What a real honest man. Now they're getting the microphone, thank you.
Well, thank everybody for being here. It's been a great celebration, a great closure, I think, and a lot of things I think are resolved a little bit better. I hope so anyway. Gary, we do wish you the best, all the best, and we wish each of you the best. The beautiful day. Butch, you have one quick thing? Did you have one quick thing, Butch? Are you done?